Hey, it's Chad with Drive Lightning. I'm here with my ELF from Organic Transport. It's something I added to it recently I want to show you. And also, big changes come into the old solar panel. This solar panel is structured. It's in an aluminum frame that becomes part of the structure of the ELF. So it's not something that I really ever want to take out. So what we're thinking now, after consulting with Rob, he's the founder, the guy who created this thing, is to drill holes through this, put rubber spacers, put the new one on top, and then just use silicone to make sure the holes don't leak. So I think we're going to go with that route. But let me show you what I'm doing right now when I'm testing for the battery. Because you might remember when I bought this thing, it came with the original battery pack, but it was beat to death and it wouldn't hold the charge. But it's very old. These batteries are extremely durable. Never been a reported fire that I know of, just really good batteries, but it's just very old and very beat and doesn't hold the charge. So I tried to buy just a lithium iron phosphate battery, but it was a big square thing. You might have seen it in a previous video. There's really no good place to put it. So let me show you what I'm doing now. So what I decided to do for the battery, after just a little tiny bit of research, is to buy this little deal hickey here that someone sold me on, I think on Etsy or Amazon, I can't remember. It's like a 3D printed mount for my Ego batteries, because I use Ego batteries for my lawnmower, my weed whacker, my tree trimmer, snow blower, all of that. And then I just simply wire it to where the battery was, before. And I tested it yesterday just a little bit around my neighborhood. No problems, no issues, held up well. But since then I've fully charged the battery, and I'm going to try it again today. It's a 56 volt, Ego battery. I'll give you more details later. And we're going to see what that does. The original way they did it was really cool though. This little compartment here, and you had like a little suitcase type battery that fit in there, and then it was just wired, all the way through the body. It was nice. But this is cool too, because with this, if it works out, if it really holds up like I hope it will, I'll be able to mount that, like right there. Easy. Very easy to mount, and then just slide batteries in as needed. And we'll see. I got a big hill. Here, I'll show it to you. I'll drive it in my car and show you the big hill. This is what I want to test today, because my whole neighborhood is hills. I don't know if I can show you that. Let's try. There's the BMW. Well, you can kind of see down there, that's the hill I'm talking about. That hill goes a long ways, and it goes down, and it picks up intensity in a couple spots. And there's stop signs on that hill, so you can't really get momentum with your ELF. You go that way, it also goes downhill. This way it goes uphill, then downhill. So my whole neighborhood is a hill. I'm at the top of that hill. So no matter what I do with my ELF, it's going to involve serious hills. So I'm going to test that today. If you could take on this hill, let me just show it to you right now. Okay, so this is the road that goes to my house. I'm about to turn left on it right now. And you'll see, I hope the camera will show how steep it is. It's called Milla. And yeah, I think you get an idea. So if you look up there, you can't see my house. It's up there at the very top. And there's a couple of stages to this hill. So right now it's pretty flat. Then it's going to take a sharp increase right here. And now it's going up quite steep. And then you've got a stop sign too to think about. So, I also slow down here because I don't trust just everybody, but so now it's steeper yet. You probably felt that. And then you have this stop sign. So if you're in the ELF, now whatever momentum you think you had, it just went away. So you had to stop. Now you got this little bit of it's not flat, but it's much more flat than it was, and another stop sign. And now with no momentum, you got to go up the steepest part of the deal, which is the last stretch to get to my house, which is that greenhouse at the top. And so I'm going to test this with our ELF today, and we'll see how calories plus sunshine can get us up this hill. 57.9 volts, 5 watts, an estimated 25.5 miles. Now I don't have any fancy way to, hey, you can see my face in there. Rear view mirror. You have rear view mirrors on the sides, which is really cool. You got this great lock, because it's locked now. So you push that in, you release the lock. And then I'm facing backwards, and my driveway is severely downhill. So this is gonna be like all brake getting out of my driveway. And once we do that, we'll spin around and we'll get going and test the big hill. Just had to really pull the front brake hard there, by the way. Okay, this is not going to be super easy to film one-handed. I'm going to have to switch hands already because the throttle hand's over there, but I want it, got the gear shifter here. I want it geared kind of medium. Right now it's pretty medium. So this first hill is no joke either. We're going to start with this one. You hear the motor? So now I'm not pedaling. I'm only doing the motor. Let me scroll this back to, I'm going to scroll this back to the original page so you can see the speedometer here. This is motor alone going up a hill. 11 mile an hour. Now it's going to get steeper. It's going to get steeper right about here. So we're going, what, 13.6? Now it's starting to slow down because it's just hit a steep point. That's just how life works. 11.7. Okay. So that hill was managed very well by my ELF with my Ego battery. Now I'm going to go downhill quite a ways. I want to get to the bottom of the big hill. And once I get to the bottom of that monster hill, then we're going to see how we do with the motor. We're going to have to pedal some. But what I've noticed so far with every hill I've tested with this is the pedaling is very much nothing. You know, it's just, you could do it in a suit because you're not going to break a sweat pedaling this thing with the motor on trying to go up a hill. It's just, you're just not going to break a sweat. So I'm going to gear up a little bit here. I think. There it goes. I went the wrong way. Okay. Hey guys. One of the neighbors was filming me. That's kind of funny. All right. So this is, we're going to get to the bottom of the big monster hill. So much fun, this thing, by the way. It's very much, you feel every bump, but the seat is well designed, so it just works out well. This is the original, of course, the 3.0 that's coming. It's going to have suspension and a lot of other goodies that this one doesn't have. One thing I've noticed too, you got a pretty big turn radius. Like I'm going to turn around at the end of the big hill here. I might not make it with one shot. I might have to do a 3-point turn. So that's how, yeah, that's what's going to happen. Because the turn radius on this is a monster. However, and it has no reverse, but for some reason it is extremely easy to pedal. It just, I mean, to back up. So I'm just headed up the hill. Here we go. So far, no pedaling. I'll tell you when I have to pedal, and I'll tell you how difficult it is to do so. And let's look at the speedometer. So it's about 10 mile an hour. So right here, the hill gets steep. Right here. So that speed's going to go down. Still, I'm not pedaling. Not pedaling. Okay. And now I'm coming to a crossway, but I'm not going to slow down because I'm going slow enough. Now, I don't feel like I have to pedal. I'm not good at pedal. We'll see if the motor burns out first. This is really steep right here. I mean, serious. I mean, she's slowing down. Okay, now it kind of flattens out, but I got a stop sign, so if you had momentum, you're going to lose it. Okay, I'm going to look both ways because I'm like that. As soon as I have my turn signal on for a half hour, yes, it has turn signals. Headlights, tail lights, brake lights. All right, no pedaling again. And this is a little bit of a flat spot here, and then another hill, the steepest part of the hill. So getting up to speed here is no problem. And with pedaling, you can get this thing flying. I don't want to give away the, I don't want to get into trouble with the law, but I was going 30 mile an hour yesterday with no effort. Okay, now this time I'm going to pedal. Well, let me see first if I have to pedal. Let's do the test. I think I'm going to have to pedal because I have no speed going into the steep hill. You see it? See? I'm going to pedal. All right, so I'm pedaling. I can tell you, and you could probably hear it in my voice, that I stopped to shift it. That was a big mistake. That was a big mistake because now I'm in way too high of a gear, for one, and two, I'm in the middle of the hill, and I'm in. I just messed myself up. That's all it amounts to here. So we're gonna try not to die. We're gonna get back to a flat spot where I can, because with this NaVinci gear changer, you know, you have to be moving, just like any gear changer, to effectively change the gear. So I did it when I was like at a dead stop. That was really unintelligent. Let's see where I'm at now. See, I'm in like a real high gear. We're gonna try to change that. And I always forget, do you go down to get lighter or up? Okay, now I'm in a lighter gear. So I'm pedaling with no motor at all. and I'm doing okay, but I know from experience I'm not going to make it up this hill that way. So here's the motor, here's me pedaling. I am not putting forth effort on these pedals. I'm telling you, at this low of a gear, I'm just basically moving my legs. I don't know how I'm even helping, and that's true. And now if I want to work a little bit, let me work a little bit. Then with the motor, you can really get going, even up an extremely steep hill. Yeah, and there you go. And there you go, and I'm coming up my driveway. And we will park the Elf, and we'll check the battery. We'll put on my e-brake. Very fancy stuff. Okay, let's see where we see the battery at here. I'm going to scroll through this a minute. Okay, whatever that means. Okay. Still pretty full, 54.5. This thing thinks we got, it's scrolling through stuff. I gotta wait for it to come back. 26 miles or so we could go. But I'm telling you, it's a great vehicle. It's solar charged electric vehicle, which means it runs on calories, you know, because of the pedals. It runs on sunshine. That's what charges the battery. And it's electric. What's not to like? Here's the coolest part of all this using Ego batteries. So I'm about to unplug it, and I'm going to put it in my lawnmower right now, and I'm going to mow my lawn because it's overdue. But first play with the Elf, then do your chores. That's how I like to live. So I'm going to get to work on that. There she is. Give me your thoughts. Hey, it's Chad from Drive Lightning, the Positively Charged YouTube channel. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the members of the channel that keep the wheels churning. More Elf updates to come. Take care.